You ever had that feeling in your gut? Like something's wrong, but you can't pin it down? That's exactly how it started for me. A tiny voice in my head whispering, "Girl, open your eyes." But I ignored it until the day my whole world shattered. Picture this, me curled up on the couch, scrolling through my phone at 2 a.m., my heart racing like I'd just run a marathon. Then it popped up a notification from my sister's Instagram, a tagged photo, and there he was, kissing her, my own blood. The room spun, my hands went numb. The phone hit the floor with a crack louder than my heart breaking. I couldn't breathe, couldn't scream. It was like watching a horror movie, except I was the stupid girl who didn't see it coming. Betrayal doesn't knock on your door, it kicks it down. And honey, let me tell you, I wasn't ready for what came next. This is how I found out my sister and the love of my life were playing me for a fool. And trust me, the truth, it's worse than you think. I remember the way my hands shook as I scrolled through those photos, each one like a punch to the gut. The screen blurred as tears built up, but I couldn't look away. My sister's smirk, his arm around her waist like it belonged there. That's when I made the decision, no more hiding. I was going to face them, and I wasn't going to be the one crawling away broken. The next day, I showed up at her apartment unannounced. The second she opened the door, her face went pale. "We need to talk," I said, my voice steady but my knuckles white from gripping my keys too tight. She tried to play dumb, but I shoved my phone in her face, that damn photo staring back at her. The silence that followed was thicker than the lies they'd been feeding me. Then, like some twisted soap opera, he walked out of her bedroom, shirtless, scratching his head like he'd just woken up. The way his eyes darted between us like a rat caught in a trap, I almost laughed. "Really?" I spat. "My sister?" He stammered some pathetic excuse, but I cut him off. "Save it. I just came to tell you both something." I took a step closer, my heart hammering so loud I swear they could hear it. "You're dead to me." And just like that, I turned and walked out, leaving them standing there in their mess. But let me tell you, the look on their faces, priceless. That was just the beginning. The moment I stepped out of that apartment, the weight of everything hit me like a train. I could still see their faces' wide eyes, mouths half open like fish out of water. But here's the thing, betrayal like that doesn't just happen overnight. It's a slow poison dripping into your life while you're too busy trusting the wrong people. Let me take you back to where it all started. Remember last summer? The one where my sister Lila suddenly became best friends with my boyfriend Jake? At first, it was innocent group chats, inside jokes. Oh, we ran into each other at the mall. I ignored the way she'd laugh a little too hard at his stupid jokes, or how he'd always accidentally grab her hand when passing the salt. My gut screamed at me, but I told myself, stop being paranoid. They're just close. Big mistake. Then came the little lies. "Jake and I are going to the movies. You want to come?" Lila would say, batting her lashes. I'd say no, tired from work, and later Jake would text, "Just grabbing drinks with the guys." But his guys' night always ended with a Snapchat story of him and Lila, his arm draped over her shoulder like it belonged there. When I called him out, "Oh, babe, she just showed up." And like an idiot, I believed him. The final straw, the family trip to the beach. Jake forgot his swim trunks, so he borrowed my dad's, which were 2 sizes too big. But guess who packed an extra pair? Lila. "Here, Jake, I always bring spares." She chirped, handing him a pair that fit perfectly. My mom side-eyed me, but I brushed it off. Now, it's so clear they've been playing me for months. Looking back, the signs were all there like breadcrumbs leading to a dumpster fire. But love makes you blind, doesn't it? Or maybe just stupid. Either way, that twisted backstory. It's what made the betrayal cut deeper than any knife ever could. The moment I slammed Lila's bedroom door behind me, My legs gave out. I crumpled to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut, the weight of what I'd just seen crushing my ribs. My breath came in jagged gasps like I'd been sprinting for miles, but the finish line was just more pain. The hallway smelled like Lila's vanilla perfume, the same one I'd bought her for her birthday. Now it made my stomach twist. I didn't cry, not then. It was like my body didn't even know how to process the betrayal. Instead, I just sat there, staring at my shaking hands, replaying the last 5 minutes on a loop. Jake's guilty face, Lila's smirk, the way she'd casually draped his shirt over her shoulders like some sick trophy. That night, I lay in bed, wide awake, my brain torturing me with every memory I'd ignored. The way Jake always accidentally brushed against her. How Lila would jokingly sit too close to him at family dinners. The time I caught them whispering in the kitchen and they jumped apart like I caught them mid-crime. "Just talking about you," Jake had said, kissing my forehead. And I believed him. By morning, the numbness had worn off and the anger hit like a tsunami. I threw the framed photo of us against the wall glass shattering, Jake's smile splintering into 100 pieces. It felt good, for a second. Then the grief swallowed me whole. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. It was like someone had taken my heart, dipped it in gasoline, and tossed it into a bonfire. And the worst part, I still loved him. Even after everything. That's what broke me the most, knowing I'd handed my heart to someone who treated it like trash, and part of me still wanted him to pick it back up. That bonfire in my chest, it spread fast. First to my mom, who dropped her coffee mug when I told her. The sound of it shattering against the kitchen tiles. That's when I knew this would break more than just my heart. "Your own sister?" She kept whispering, like saying it louder might rewrite the truth. Dad just paced, his work boots leaving muddy prints on the clean floor. Fists clenching and unclenching like he wanted to punch something but didn't know what. And my best friend, Mia. She showed up at 3 MA with a tub of cookie dough, ice cream, and a baseball bat. "Pick one," she said. "We're either drowning this pain or breaking his windshield." I chose the ice cream, mostly because the bat scared me, but also because Lila's car was parked next to his, and part of me still couldn't bear to see her things get hurt. Stupid, right? Even my rage had a loophole for her. The worst was Aunt Carol's family meeting, where Lila sobbed about uncontrollable feelings, while picking Jake's stupid blonde hairs off her sweater. Dad yelled. I sat there staring at the family photo on the wall, wondering when we became the kind of people who needed reality TV cameras to make this mess make sense. By the end of it, the living room smelled like cheap perfume and betrayal, and all I could think was, how do you mourn 2 losses at once when both corpses are still breathing? The photo on the wall kept staring back at me, frozen in time, all smiles, 0 secrets. That's when it hit me. If they wanted a drama, I'd give them a masterpiece. My fingers dug into the couch cushions, the fabric rough against my skin, as the plan unspooled in my head like bad Christmas lights, messy, but bright enough to burn. First step, Jake's precious gym bag. The one he carried like a security blanket. I waited till his midnight shower and poured an entire bottle of glitter into it. The cheap craft store kind that sticks to everything. The next morning, his text screamed, "WTF is this?" I pictured him at work, shimmering like a disco ball, and smiled for the first time in weeks. Then came Lila's turn. Her Instagram was her pride, so I hacked into her account and replaced her aesthetic feed with memes of crying clowns. The comments flooded in. "You okay, bestie? This a cry for help?" She called me hysterical, but I just whispered, "Clowns suit you?" The finale. Their accidental meet at our favorite cafe. I tipped off Jake about Lila's new boyfriend being there, then told her Jake was begging for another chance. Watching them collide, accusations flying, was sweeter than the caramel drizzle on my ruined latte. Revenge isn't clean, it's sticky like glitter and loud like a public meltdown. But as I walked away, their voices sharp behind me, I realized sometimes the mess is the point. The sound of Lila's heels clicking frantically against the pavement as she chased after Jake, now with glitter still clinging to his eyebrows, was the soundtrack to my closure. But here's the thing about revenge. It's like biting into a chili pepper. At first it burns so good. Then you're left staring at the aftermath, gulping water, wondering if it was worth the heat. That night, as I scrolled through my phone, Mia slid a tub of cookie dough ice cream across the counter and said, "Now comes the boring part, healing." And she was right. The high of watching their chaos fades. What stays? The lessons, like how trust isn't just broken. It shatters into pieces so small, you'll find them months later stuck in your socks. Or how family ice tea always blood sometimes. It has the friend who remembers you hate sprinkles on your ice cream. I spent weeks replaying it all. The way Jake's voice cracked when he lied. How Lila's perfume used to smell like vanilla until I realized it was just fake sweetness. Then came the day I deleted their texts without reading them. That's when I knew I wasn't moving on because I'd won. I was moving on because I finally saw the truth. They were never the prize, just a broken roller coaster I'd outgrown. So here's my messy, glitter-covered advice. Let yourself rage. Then let yourself grow. And when you're ready, upgrade to a better ride. You ever sit on your bathroom floor at 3 a.m. staring at your phone, wondering how someone you love could slice you open without a single drop of blood showing? That's the thing about trust. It's invisible until it shatters. And when it does, the pieces cut deeper than any lie. I learned that the hard way. Jake's promises used to smell like cinnamon gum and cheap cologne, the kind he'd whisper while tracing circles on my palm. Funny how those same hands held my sister's hips behind my back. And Lila, her laugh was always a little too loud, like she was practicing for the moment she'd cackle at my naivety. But here's the glitter-covered truth. Some people are like dollar store glue. They stick just long enough to make a mess when they peel off. The cafe confrontation was cathartic, yeah. Watching Jake's espresso spray across his shirt when I slapped the table? Poetic, but revenge doesn't fill the holes they left. It just stains your hands. That's why I deleted their texts. Not because I'm strong, but because my heart's not a museum for their worst moments. So if you're clutching your phone right now, rereading their excuses, drop it, literally. Let it crack on the pavement like they cracked you. Then step over the wreckage. Because trust I send to you about never getting fooled. It is about knowing you'll outlive the fools. Hit subscribe if your heart's been a doormat too. Let's burn this place down together. The moment the glitter bomb exploded in Jake's shower, it wasn't just the tiny, sparkly pieces that went flying. It was months of pent-up frustration. Picture this, the steam from the hot water lifting the glitter into the air, sticking to every inch of his skin, his hair, even between his toes. He'd be finding flecks of it for weeks, and the best part? He had a big presentation that morning,